he is blocking shots. It's like a daggone. It's the Dave Chappelle block party. The way he's like pew pew, like it's no joke. People were so high on Wemby, but Chet went a lot lower and is providing similar value. Here are the top 5 sell highs you need to pay attention to for week 4 of the NBA season. Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is not this good. If he is, and like it works out where it's sustainable, then I'll raise my hand and be like, I'm wrong. But I don't think this can last. Your man is shooting 50, 35, and 80, y'all. This is not sustainable. Like, it's out of control. I think it will settle down a little bit, but while he's hot, this is your opportunity to see if you can get back a high return on Kyle Kuzma. Derek White. Derek White is somebody that in the offseason, once the big trade happened with Lillard and Drew Holiday and all of that, people were like, oh my God, there it goes. They threw their notebook in the air. They were like, man, Derek White he's going to be bottom of the barrel now. I'm writing him off. But your man has carved out a decent role for himself. And I would even say has gone beyond expectations. He's averaging 64.7% from the field right now. He's shooting 64.7% from the field. He's shooting 57.9% from three-point land. This is not sustainable. This won't last. So if you have him on your roster, try to move him and see if you can get more for what you paid for Derek White. From the Portland Trailblazers, Shaedon Sharpe. Shaedon Sharpe is a young beast. Like, no joke. I agree that the man could play basketball and he's going to have a bright future ahead of him. But there's one factor to take into consideration in this equation. There's a key piece missing. Anthony Simons hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been playing. So there's going to be some regression when he returns to the lineup. So this is your chance. While Shaedon Sharpe is hot, see if you can get yourself a top 70, a top 80 type player and go ahead and start a deal to move him off your squad before he cools down. Chet Holmgren. Listen, I love Chet. And honestly, I wouldn't trade Chet if I have him on some of my rosters, and I would not recommend in normal settings for people to trade Chet. If somebody asks me like, hey, who would you trade for this? Like, I wouldn't do it. But I gotta be real with you. What he's doing this season is out of this world, specifically with the blocks, people. He is blocking shots. It's like it's the Dave Chappelle block party. The way he's like, pew, pew. Like, it's no joke. People were so high on Wemby, but Chet went a lot lower and is providing similar value. With that said, I would not trade him unless you can get yourself like a top 25, top 30 type player. So Chet, I would put him on the block if you're open to it. Me personally, I have him in a couple of my leagues, especially 2 of my dynasty leagues. I ain't trading him for nothing because I am like not going to be here 2 years later shedding tears because I traded daggone Chet Holmgren. From the Toronto Raptors, Scottie Barnes. Oh my goodness. Like, this guy is out of this world. I told you earlier on that I was looking at OG Anunoby. I was like, yo, this is the season. Fred VanVleet is gone. Somebody going to pick up the slack. It sure as heck it ain't going to be Pascal Siakam. I knew it wasn't going to be Pascal Siakam. I didn't think it was going to be Scottie Barnes either, y'all, but it is. He is him. Like, with a capital H, he is him. If you drafted him, you took the top off. Boobies is out. Hair blowing in the wind. Convertible. Yo, Scottie Barnes has been so good, but he's not this good. One thing you want to keep in mind, he is averaging 2.1 blocks per game. You want to know how many blocks he averaged last season? 0.8. Not even 1 block a game. That little stat is huge when you think about fantasy basketball value, especially in a points league where blocks are weighted so much heavily in most scoring settings. Like, you got to keep that in mind, right? So if you could get you, like I'm thinking about, like, I would package him for like the Joker. I'd be like, yo, you and Scotty Barnes in the future, man. I throw you Scotty Barnes, boom, boom, Kyle Kuzma. Let me get the Joker. And I don't know if someone would make that deal, but that's how I would be thinking about Scotty Barnes. See if you can go get the player that you want, the player that you wanted to draft for your team. You want an SGA? Use Scotty Barnes in another piece. What? You wanted Tyrese Halliburton? Use Scotty Barnes in another piece. What? I'm just saying, anything is possible, like my man Kevin Garnett said.